Hello, great people. This is another fantastic day, and I'm super excited to be here. Today is my day 52 of the 100 Days Challenge. Fantastic. Alright, so today I'm continuing with what I discussed yesterday, the business of God. The business of God. So if I want to do like the home video again, the Nollywood, so the business of God part 2. So okay, yesterday I mentioned that the business of God is that number one, that God takes process. So in creating, so for you have to also learn from God to take process. In the business of God is for us to learn how to run our own businesses. So another factor you need to consider in the business of God is God creates before He makes. Write it down. God creates before He makes. And this is what He wants us to do. What are the differences? What is the difference between creating and making? Creating is a mental arrangement and making is a physical fabrication. So God mentally arranges things before He physically makes them. How do I know? The Bible recorded, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. In the beginning means there was nothing fresh, non-existence of something, just the very beginning, the very start. So God created the heavens and the earth. There was nothing, but He created them. And verse 2 says, and the earth was without void. That's the earth that God has created. The heavens and the earth that God has created. But He says it's without void and form. It was formless. And the darkness was on the face of the deep. And He says the Spirit of God hovers. Many a time in my trainings I ask people, what does that word hover? What does it mean that the Spirit of God is hovering? And then people say He's just moving around. No. God is not confused. I have asked pastors. They say He's moving around the waters, the surface of the earth. God is not confused to do that. The Spirit of God was not confused to do that. Go and study. We don't study as a people. A lot of people don't study. They just take peripheral meaning or general meaning or what they have been told and they just run with it. If you check there, you find out that it means brooding. So some versions of the Bible say brooding. The meaning of brooding means to think, to calculate. So the Spirit of God was calculating. Do you calculate before you start your business? Do you pen down things? Do you write down the processes you need to take through? Do you write down the expectations you look for in your business before you start? Or is it just get a shop and then you just get started and everything begins to run like, we're dying and nothing is changing? So you need to be on the path of what God does. So God calculates, you see? God creates. So He created in His mind. That was what He did. So He now went to do the calculations in His mind. He was trying to fix this and fix that, trying to arrange, trying to find out the intensity of light that is going to show forth. So God first of all created the light. Then, the Bible recorded in verse 3 that God then said, let there be light. And what happened? There was light. And finally, when there was light, God looked at it. There was a comparison between the light He created and the light that was made. So when He called for the light and the light came, He weighed it with the light He has created in His mind. Is this actually what I wanted? Quality check. It's called quality check. Quality control. So God started it. So He checked and then He said, this is good. Why? That statement means that there is something He compared with what showed forth. What are you comparing with your business? I see a lot of people make comparison with their business just because they saw another person start. I see a lot of people start and they are comparing whatever they are doing with the people, other people. You don't have a standard you have built for yourself for which you can make comparison to the things you're forming, that are physically making. So you need to understand this. This is the business of God. The business of God requires you to create before you make. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, please leave a comment. Be kind enough to share your thoughts on this and share also to other people who may like this. God bless you. To your enduring wealth, I remain Chizurum